Hi, my lovely collectives and my beautiful humanity. Before I channel to OKUSAWA, and I have talked about and think about with OKUSAWA about the wavelength. That's why she wants to channel about the wavelength. Um, I think is topic is very important as explains the us as a human being, um, multi-being and multi-dimensional is all about being interact and having receiving and emitting and giving wavelength back to each other. That's the collectivism coming from being collective and interact one another in humanity. Also, the affect one another is all dependent on wavelength. Wavelength is almost like a radio signals and TV signals that I could explain. Physically, you cannot see, but is there, is energetically there, is in the quantum field, is in our body, is interacting us constantly. That explains the quantum entanglement as well. You know, that two consecutive points in quantum field that interact each other, two wavelength, two frequencies, and that lock their vibration together and create a electromagnetism. Lots of discipline engineers, you know, quantum field, astrophysics, basically neuroscience. That's why we're energetically what we receive in our brain. Our electrical signals is coming from and interacting in a sort of, you know, in a form of, I would put, wavelength. So wavelength is also the sound, the light, and energy in a form of that contract each other, and also is emitting through by sound, through by light, and through by energy. I mean, Newton, Galileo, of course, it's Da Vinci, and Einstein, Hawkins, and at the moment, all the, you know, astrophysicists, they're all working the wavelength, you know. And now where you see the LED, LCD, all that your TVs is changing because of the wavelength, how we understand them. And as we go in science more, we understand it, we are actually understand our brain, how it works. And, you know, the smartphone is the wavelength, as the communication between the devices is wavelength, Bluetooth is wavelength. Okay, my point is that I'm making, as a human being, as we are multidimensional beings, we are attracting, even we are not aware of and how, we are attracting one another by wavelengths. So when we are in the room and our vibration, our body vibration and frequency matching another person, is basically we are in the same signal and wavelength, and we are actually attracting one another. That's not talking about as an attraction, as in, you know, physically, mentally, physically, could be both, you know, vice versa. And there's a word called we are in safe, you know, we are in the same wavelength, we are in the same length. There is, you know, it's a co, there's a size on there between people. But my point is, and OKUSAWA's point basically is that we need to understand our subtle, energetic aura and energetic wavelengths. And as we are in splitting 3D and 5D, of course, I must say that the bridge is 4D. It's not so much 3D. I am getting a message to bridge, which is 4D. A lot of people is at the moment, humanity is in the bridge as 4D. So we're trying to get as much people 4D. Me and OKUSAWA doing this channeling, it's my purpose. It's my sole purpose to be here in this planet as an Orion being in avatar human body, is getting to 4D people, 4-dimensional thinking, understanding that we are multidimensional into 5D dimensional thinking. So if you think about even manifestation, being abundant, is all about wavelength. So if you think about 4D and is thinking, how can I raise my vibration? Your vibration, your frequency raised by your thinking, your wavelength in your signaling in your brain with the quantum field. That's how you understand and open up in terms of disregarding all the negative paradigm, the fear, the other people's thoughts and values about you, and how much value yourself as well, is all depending, how much you can raise your vibrations. So it's all dependent on how you carry yourself in terms of worthiness, abundantness, and what also in this process, it's not how much worthy you are. Is also important to think that what's your soul purpose. You are looking for that as an answer, what I came here for. And of course the previous past lives that you've been in, that's very important as well. That's effective. That's actually the beginning, the reason why you're in the earth, Gaia. So the earth, to keep 4D bridge for a while, which is as I mentioned, please go on and have a look at it. My first video is 2 years. So you got 2 years time bracket to able to complete and raise your vibration to 5D, to be able to be in this 5D world. So the ripple effect, it comes with the wavelength. Collectivism, as we think we are not individually thinking and doing and living, we are actually human, raised that we collectively thinking, collectively affecting one another. That's why we got so much influences one another. Therefore, it's very important that you have to be with right people and right mindset in terms of yourself, and how you affect others. So I was thinking that if you think about how you affect other people, how much you contribute and helping others, but please must think that as well, that when we're helping others, they ask for help. And also, you know, in terms of, you can't help but others if they don't help themselves. You know, we can only give guidance, we can't live their life for them. Every each of us came to this humanity life, you know, the earth, Gaia, is with the sole purpose. We got our own karmic debts and from the past lives that we had. So that is all coming to end. And also I've been told by OKUSAWA, I've been channeled that last night, saying it's important that we are working our environment, with friends, with families, to be able to leave the toxic environment, to find ourselves, who we are and what we came up here for. So the earth has got a resonance. As we know, there's a earth is an organic planet and is alive and has got electromagnetic grids around it. It gives energy and it receives energy. It receives energy from humanity, negative or positive, and it tries to align negativity with North Pole and South Pole. Is trying to balance it to be able to ask humans to affect us in a positive and a balance and a peace, harmony way to live in the earth. So I think it's a very important why this split happens. You know, once this split happens, the people that you had, or you know, or you had a contact with, that is very toxic energy vampires, and then the people that not necessarily it's wanted for you to be being light, being good, being benevolent, they're all going to be, you know, your decision. Of course, we got free wills, your decision to be able to leave them, so that you will be grown, you will be evaluated. So it's all depend on how much you're working on your mind, your thoughts. Thought process is very important. You know, every day we make decisions and choices. Those decisions and choices is create your reality. As you know, those realities, how does that affect you and your environment, also the Gaia Earth. So we are collective. We are not just one standalone person or human that could make differences. We're all us being in this matrix, I would call it, in this ether, in this quantum field that is a ripple effect every time, you know, energetical and electromagnetism works, you know, within your heart and brain sync. You know, how we taught, how you feel also is affecting the Gaia Earth. You're actually signaling out this synchronization too. So we need to think about what it is that keeping us in society, to be not evolving, to be not what are the barriers. You know, we need to think of what are the negative paradigms that we need to get rid of in our society, in our environment. That's very important. So I will just channel OKUSAWA, and let what OKUSAWA message will be for humanity. So I just give a bit of a background of it, and let's see what OKUSAWA will say about to about humanity. The humanity, welcome everyone, and humanity. If you think about the time frame from now till now, we are literally in October 2025. If we are thinking now till September 2026 for a year, we need to think about that the changes that it will be made by Galactic team and us and Orions, that to see how humanity deals with certain things if the changes will take in place in order to evolve humanity race. We are thinking that next 12 months you will see some changes in terms of telepathic, psychic, supernatural, as you call it, human beings, supernatural powers will be released and found by individual human race and people. If we think about when humanity telepathically talk, as Savette doing with me, your brain is naturally know how to telepathically talk to another human being. Once you discover that, which will be released to or to take the veil, as we call it, out, the mask off from your thinking process, then it will be open different communication channels, so that naturally when you start telepathy, you will know one another person thoughts, what they thinking or talking about. This will relieve of authenticity of the humanity. At the moment, a lot of people, they cannot see or understand exactly what other human being thinks or thoughts about any subject or another person. So many manipulations will take place at the moment between the humans that they do not understand, or they manipulate negative or positive way to each other. This will be take or well off in terms of thought process. Once this been done, you will discover that there is no more theatrical stage that you have to be perfect or hide your thoughts, feelings in the same time within your being or brain. If you think about it, many people is manipulating one another. That cause so many confusion, upsetting, and hurting feelings between the humans. So we think that galactic team should able to help humanity on this, as you are in the age of evolution. Once you know other person's thoughts and feeling, you will not be involved in any other way that if you think other person is negative, or if you think other person is positive. So it will be choice on your own. Also, it will create between the humanity as an evolution being authentic. Humanity and a lot of people do not do that and hold back their authenticity, thinking that or confused by what other people think or thought, or they will upset one another. So it is important to take this veil off so that the true, honest, authentic human being can communicate another human fellow in a very comfortable place or energy. Also, the energy exchange you will see as the wavelength will be visible to human eye. As Red was explained, that wavelength is the key. So many scientists of yours trying to explain the wavelength and how important it is. Now is the time to understand the wavelength. As you are multidimensional beings, when you sleep in, you will exchange, as you do exchange, thoughts, ideas, and also traveling in different dimensions within that sleep time. So many topics that I would like to talk to humanity, but I must emphasize on the topics that is coming into taking shape or changes next year or two. If you think about that, it is the time to humanity to evolve. That is the focus point for Galactic Team and the nations that we are working on all together. And we are channeling through by Sivet as a member of Galactic Team in a human avatar, also She was the scientist in Galactic team in Orion as an Orion cosmic being, the creation of humanity. Thank you for listening, and I would like to talk a bit more about how we're gonna close the breach between 4D and 5D. Thank you very much for listening, beautiful people. I will give as much knowledge and as much information as I can from the Galactic team. And also, as I've been told that I'm a member of Galactic team. And I was a part of the team of human creation. That's why I came here, to help humanity. It is important, and it is my soul journey to do this channeling. I am so glad to do so. I really love humanity and Earth, beautiful Earth Gaia. Every single of you is your energy, time, and contribution. Talking about the vibration, the people with the vibration 14 and 5D is very important for humanity. Thank you very much for listening. I will do my third video about 144,000 anointing light workers right now. With my first video, they initiated, of course, my Divine Master, Divine Being, OKUSAWA from Orion, and myself, that did that with the first video, with the ceremony, and we will further talk about that after this following video. Thank you very much for listening. Keep listening. Thank you.